What's going guys, it's Easy. Welcome to my channel. I am back with another meta for Demon Hunter. You guys will be seeing this one a lot more because Demon Hunter is going to move around like crazy while you'll be able to deal a lot of damage, and not only that, primary is somewhat actually back, so it will allow you to deal some damage with your primary as well as your new SSS from the Inf8, which is going to do the auto attacks. Here you can see I am playing as one man army. However, don't consider this builds to be OP. It is just this match in where I felt like that I was the strongest player in my team while most of my players were weak, and same can be said for the other side. There was only one barbarian who was a lot stronger and rest of the players were quite weak. So it was the same story from both sides. So yeah. But anyways, I wanted to show you guys the gameplay first before we get into the builds, so you would know what to expect from these builds. The trick is that you need to have the optimized legendary gem setup, otherwise you're going to have difficulty versus necromancer, wizard, and some other classes, even demon hunter. But if you have the optimized gem setup, then you can even overpower demon hunter, wizard, and necromancer quite easily. So optimized legendary gem setup is the key in my opinion here. Without that, this build is not going to give you really nice result. And the second thing is you have to move in the back line or jump back to the backside, but don't try to stay really close to the action where a lot of players are going to attack you. You either just jump behind them or stay behind and deal damage from distance, and this would allow you to dash a lot, just like what I was doing here, trying to get in the back line. Then I was switching sides, but I was never staying too close or in too dangerous situation unless something happens or I just lost tracking of my skills, because also you have to keep track of your cooldowns on the skills, so you would know that yes, you have the ability to run away, otherwise you're a chicken that is just waiting to be slaughtered. So always make sure that you have dash ability to break free and don't stay too close. You see, I was staying on the sides and attacking from distance, and that is the same thing what you have to do. You cannot just jump in and expect these builds to kill everyone for you. You really need really high armor penetration and high armor and survival ability for this build in order to survive and deal damage and expect to come out alive from this, because I need to tell you, because otherwise if you try to use these builds without the really high armor pen and armor, then most likely you are going to get killed. And also I was disabling their movement speed, slowing their attack speed, and also disabling the dash abilities. I will show all of that in the builds, but yeah, you can pretty much see that I was trying to make sure that we would actually win this match, and I had to move around pretty much everywhere so we could actually win this match. And I was quite surprised that the other team is quite weak, and the only person who was dealing a lot of damage to me was one of their barbarian who I was trying to just avoid and get the other players. But anyway, you guys watch the gameplay and I'll see you guys in a second with the builds. Alright, let's get into the builds. As you guys already seen the gameplay, we can move a lot with dashes and it's just amazing. So let's get into the buffs. With the Paragon, as always, I'm using Cheat Death, Grizzle Veteran, Overpower, to the Victor, and Hold Formation. So if you're able to make kill streak, then you're going to have a lot of critical chance, which will help you even further with your Gloom prize 4-piece set buff. So you can have a lot of critical chance there, so it's actually amazing. Then the second thing which on the warband I am using is Protector, as always, so you can have more life and bigger size. It would allow you to move more faster, so this is really nice. And as of for my secondaries, this is what my secondaries looks like: the armor pen, critical chance, critical hit damage, and all. So this is actually looking really nice. I have all my armor pen gem upgraded to rank 8. Same goes for the armor gems, so that is actually good. And for my reforce setup for PvP, let me show you. This is what I am using for my reforce setup. Damage taken from player reduced, damage while suffering reduced, beneficial duration, attack speed, and damage to player. All my 8 pieces has this buff. And for my purifying, I am using 6 pieces of detested. If you hit someone and cause total loss of control, that can trigger. And also 2 pieces of, where is it? Yeah, atrophied is what I'm using for continual damage. But detested is somewhat really good in my opinion. It is not that amazing, but still it is good. And for the legendary gems, this is what I am using, and you have to use the optimized setup in order to do a lot of damage and you do the control. So you need definitely misery elixir, so your harmful effects will last longer. With that, abiding curse is also going to slow down the movement speed and the attack speed of players. Then you can add up Folter grabs to disable dash abilities, especially good versus wizard if you want to stop them and get them with your auto attacks and primary. This is amazing. And also, since we are using misery elixir, your blood flow bleed effect is going to last longer. Same goes for the rolling consequence, so there is a chance that you might end up killing someone with your harmful effect. And then we have Colossus here, Bloodsoaked Jade. Wolfjord is amazing as it auto attacks as well when you deal multiple hits, so this is good. And rolling consequence. So this is my gem setup. And now getting into the set items, we are using 4 piece of gloom prize. This is really important because you need to continually do the dashes so you can have the crit hit chance and your attacks are going to deal a lot more damage. Then I would suggest to go with 4 piece of mount bank so you can have a lot of more survival ability. However, I do not have a lot of ways to craft more, so I'm using 2 piece of mount bank and 2 piece of Vitus Urge. And make sure you have fortitude in all of it because you need a lot of fortitude for this build in order to deal a lot of damage. Then getting into the essences, this is what we are using. Best discretion, so you can have unlimited pretty much dash ability on your escape. And also we are using escalating violence for escape, so you can either disable dash abilities of other players or just use it to run around. Then chap of the acrobat to break free from total loss of control works with escape skill. Then for the smoke screen, we are using fume threads. This is a new Inferno 8 SN which bombard the grenade. This is really good. And then we are using Dusky Courier for our smoke screen. Smoke screen maximum charges increased by 1. This is actually really nice. And then we are using the Ember Mist, which is a really old and original SN that came out for the Demon Hunter when Diablo Immortal was launched. It pretty much gives you a lot of cooldown, so you would never run out of smoke screen. Amazing there. Then on the offhand, we are using survival strike. So every time when you're going to use your skill dashes or anything else, you have the ability to shoot with your primary, and your primary is going to deal a lot more damage. Then supply everlasting for our chakra finally, and this is what it does. It auto attacks other players. So this is what my setup looks like. So hope this video helps. This is another meta which you will be seeing a lot from Demon Hunter. Keep in mind, you need a lot of survivability in order to maximize these builds. So needing armor, mount bank, and armor pen is really important. But anyways, this is it for the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, take care, have fun, and bye guys.